Good evening, everybody. This is our community race for Who Needs Mages Week in the Duckling Boot Camp. I am incoming Duckling Dawn DM Stewart 1981. Alongside me in the booth is Franklin. How are we doing tonight, Franklin?
Doing pretty well. These are some fun flags.
They are. If you weren't around and didn't see last night's race, last night's Platy Party Round 1, it was a really great race. Tonight we've got Odoron, Theonar, Inferna, and Siberian Bull on stream. Our Who Needs Mages flag set. You notice that no one took any mages. So no one has a mage.
That's because they can't. They don't have the option.
All of the mages are on sticks. So every weapon will have magic on it, which also makes it harder to figure out what the weapon is. So using that select key on the equip menu or having a full inventory and seeing it pop up will be very helpful. Also on the crew with us tonight, we've got Mechlin89 doing both tracking and restreaming, and Catnip Bumblefarts on the tracking. So let's look at our blursings. Our fighter has 5/8 of a ribbon and legendary swords. Basically, it's everything except for the damage spells. Thief resists, that is death, poison, and time, and has improved Thor Hammer. And our black belt has an extra 40 vitality and heal magic. That's
40 vitality says take a black belt even if not as a punch cannon, as just a meat shield in the front.
Yes. It says take an ablative meat shield.
And because of the random incentives, there's a good chance that we find either a Thor Hammer or a legendary sword relatively early on. So those are relatively good blursings, and it's good to take a variety with at least one of each character here, which it seems most of our runners have done.
Yes, Odoron has taken Thief, Fighter, Black Belt. Theonar has taken Thief, Fighter, Black Belt, none. Siberian Bull went Thief, Fighter, none. And I missed Inferna. We've got a Lit 2 sword. We've got an Invis 2 knife. Those are both pretty nice. We've got a Brack sword of some kind.
Brack swords are fun.
You'll also notice the doors to the magic shops don't exist. They're just not there. We've got silver +5 helm, copper +4 bracelet. Don't sleep on the copper +4 bracelet. That is really an actually good item.
Yeah, with those lower tier armors, you could just ignore the name and basically just look at the plus number, and it'll give you a pretty good idea of how good it is. And bracelets can go on anything.
Yes. And that's a canal for Odoron from the King, and slab from Sarah. So that is good. That is good finds. Not immediately useful, but still good. I like Odoron picking up that Lit 2 sword. Especially because almost certainly headed over to Provoca for pirates. I like the play for Theonar of checking these 3 chests.
I usually check those chests. it's very useful to just get a little bit of money and maybe a couple gear items really early on.
Oh. That Invis +4. That is a katana. That is our katana. 70-something crit usable by fighter that has legendary swords and ninja. That's our katana.
Yeah, this flag set is... Oh, yes?
By the way, that's pretty much how you have to figure out what swords are what.
Yeah, this flag set really rewards game knowledge and what different items are and their stats. And also just knowing what all the magic does, since you can't select magic in the magic menu to find out what it does like you would if you're getting it on a mage.
And we get a Zap Axe.
A Zap is really good against Lich, used that earlier today, and is also a backup plan against Kraken. Although since we already have Brax, that probably won't be used.
Zap is also a good plan is a good solution for the pirates. Because pirates basically have no...
MDef.
Pirates have basically no MDef.
Although, if you do have 4 melees, there are just so little HP on these unbuffed pirates that you could just hit all of them.
And
that's not
a
very
canoe.
either.
That's a canoe from Bicky. So Odoron heading directly down to Ice Cave. Ice Cave is vanilla. Ice Cave is vanilla incentive. Siberian Bull heading the other direction.
Volcano is also incentivized with random shallow, which means that you can go to armory room, open a bunch of chests, get a little bit of a head start on items, and you could even come back later to go and get the fire orb. But the other way around the continent is still the less scary option. And Siberian Bull is taking advantage of having the canoe for having a quick access to the Matoya chest, which has a Pro Cape +5, which is pretty good.
Yeah, Pro Cape +5, another one. Don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that Pro Cape. Not realizing, and Siberian Bull not realizing that he can go the other direction around around that little mountain there. And useless hint from the Provoke a Hint Giver. And Theonar getting blocked by Mohawk Man. No one likes Mohawk Man.
Yeah, Mohawk Man is a menace. He tells you how to use the ship.
Theonar also headed towards Ice Cave. Okay, we had fire. We had fire in the drop down. Marsh is incentivized, but not marsh locked. Oh, fires with blizzard. That's just awful. Now, see, my thought is, if I find enough good gear to get my melees online early, great. If I find good gear, that
a Quad X +7.
That is a paper cut sword.
Yeah, it did look like it was a Vorpal with a ridiculous amount of crit.
Yeah, that Quad X +7 sword is our paper cut sword.
I think that is a bit more of a paper cutter, especially in this seed. Like, sure, the katana rolled up, but a +7 is huge.
Alright, I'll actually grant that that's... I'll grant that that's actually useful. As much as it pains me to do it.
Another bonus with that is that because some of our runners like Odoron who picked it up have 2 fighters, They can have
Yes.
one with the katana and one with the paper cutter.
Yeah, and they'll still be able to get an X-Cal and a Massa. We did get the hint from Elfland. Fairy in a Bottle has the cube, and and Odoron picks up the rod. The rod and ice. Ice has some good stuff. Now, if I'm Odoron, I'm running down to Crescent, raising my party back up before I head towards Volcano.
Yeah, there's not that much of a threat in getting the incentive from Volcano, but it's probably still faster to go and res your party first.
Well, because I'm not just looking to get the incentive. I'm looking to down carry one.
That's true. With the items that were grabbed, downing carry is a thing, and I think Siberian Bull just found their own katana and Viz sword.
I believe so. And a Procate +5. And a Smoke Bomb and a Brack Sword.
A ribbon +6.
Mm-hmm.
That's good as armor and magic protection.
Heyo.
And Oxiel coming out of Marsh from Inferna.
Ooh. Marsh required.
Yeah, and with Northern Docks, it means that if we go and get the ship,
One
that
moment,
opens up right away.
because we just found a fast hammer in Volcano Armory.
Oh, that's huge. And because it's incentivized, most people will find it, most likely.
Most likely, and I'm going to say almost certainly, because the incentive item is somewhere in the stupid hairpins.
And it's the ship.
It's in double hairpins, and it is the ship. Now, Franklin, you are a duckling, correct?
Yes.
Where is that ship going to spawn?
Even though we have open progression on, it's going to spawn in Elfland, which is the best possible place because it means you can just continue going clockwise around the continent.
That is correct.
The early ice strategy and volcano strategy worked out perfectly in this seed.
It did. I have to ask because that's not trying to point out someone's ignorance. That is trying to. This is a learning opportunity. That's what the boot camp's all about. So, good job knowing where the ship's going to spawn. Okay, Odron's checking the freebies. Odron checked the freebie chest.
Checking chests is pretty useful in this one. They've got all the great gear in them.
That's true.
And you have 4 melees.
Well, 3 that will use gear. Oh, that's an interesting. That's an interesting pack to see.
Yeah, those Wiz Mummies can give a bit of XP, but it's still not a very comfortable pack.
Well, that let 2 Sweeper work pretty nicely. And now
you can use melee on the mummies.
Yeah, and now you can just hack the rest. We got a hint, a hint from Crescent Lake. Matoya has the herb. We also do have, just so everyone realizes, we do have better trap treasure on, which means that that a lot of the treasure chests that are guaranteed, that are stuck behind trap tiles, will be better gear, will be better items.
And some of them that are just next to a trap tile that you can avoid.
Some of them, yes. But things like on the ice cave drop-down floor, the far right chest is a better trap treasure chest. Vampire's Closet is a better trap treasure chest. Odron takes out a carry, lights a fire orb. Those are the two I remember off the top of my head. I know there are more.
Let's see, we have Fast, Sweepers, Brack.
We got
Invis
cheap
2.
houses.
Cheap houses is great to see.
Oh, hello, silver +7. We've got our end game. I don't know that I need to be. I don't know that I even need to keep checking chests at this point. And fast hammers for everyone.
The only thing left would be something Saber or Temper.
I don't know that I even need it.
Yeah, at that point, those are just niceties, and there's still more. There's our crystal, which we can turn for the herb, and it's going to be a lot of sailing.
Oh my! You get the crystal, and the hint giver right next to where you get the crystal tells you what the crystal turns into.
Actually, useful hint giver. That makes canonical sense.
You and you're talking about making sense.
Randomizer's got jokes sometimes. Thanar also now picking up that awesome quadruple X Vorpal.
Yes. It's physically painful to have to talk about the Vorpal being good. I am a confirmed Vorpal hater.
It took me a while to take a side, because early on, the Vorpal did feel like a paper cutter. But then, as I started playing higher level flag sets, it started to really show its worth.
When you need the crit, it's a good thing to have. And that's that herb turn in for the
Herb.
Yeah, the crystal turn in for the herb. Under the heading of, is this even randomized?
Well, let's see, do we get... No, it's not TNT that would be next, it'd be Key. I also want to point out... Oh, is that our X-Cal?
It's either our X-Cal or it's our Massa. That's our Massa.
It's hurt all.
Oh, no, that's our X-Cal.
Yeah.
That's our X-Cal.
Yeah, that's our X-Cal. Which we can equip right away.
That Lit 2 +6 is an ice sword, which is...
That's an endgame weapon.
That's an endgame weapon. That is legitimately an endgame weapon, an ice sword +6. Odron headed to Marsh.
And after Marsh, I'm gonna call Ordeals. Although Northern Docks does say that sea shrine is available.
You know? And we haven't found the shop item yet. So you know what I'm thinking? Because we've got a canoe, and we've got Northern Docks on. I'm thinking, on-rack continent, check the 2 shops for the shop item.
And also get the 2
full
incentives.
Clear, yes, full clear on-rack continent into ordeals.
Right, and it has 2 out of the 3 remaining shops, which is pretty good.
Well, because one of those things almost has to be a floater.
Yeah.
And it's easy, and it's more on the way, I think, to do on-rack into ordeals to the floater. I could be very wrong on that. But that is the ordering that makes sense to me.
If we had an airboat, it would, for me, totally be an ordeals first, hoping that it is an airboat and then parking at the dock. Although the dock at ordeals, using the ship to get there doesn't matter as much if airboat is on, so maybe not.
We may be getting a black belt grind going on here on Thanar's screen.
Did I see manticores there? Oh no, it's red D's.
Red D, but the red D does have damage poison. But it's quad-Xable. Quad X will kill the red D.
And it's a safe grind.
Yes. Never
and you don't even have to use the door for it.
Never underestimate a safe grind. Meanwhile, Odoron heading over to to Melmond.
And the hint giver is unhelpful.
Well, as they so often are.
Inferno getting the rod.
Odoron translating that slab. So the Earth incentive is random post rod.
The best option. And these random incentive locations is what really tells me that you don't need to go digging for a temper or saber item, because you're still going to be opening lots of chests anyways.
You're going to be opening enough chests that you're probably going to find it.
Taking a look at Thanor's grind. Oh, I have to wait for a level up to see how far it is.
26.
Level 26.
On this scaling, 32 is definitely a valid choice. 32 for 8 hits is definitely a valid choice. I don't know that I wouldn't still go 42. Not for the number of hits, but
Inferno's party is struggling a bit.
But rather for the M-Def. Oh, that's glance on those wizards.
They make it through. And almost out of ice. Oh, one more encounter first. Ambush.
Oof. Odoron taking out the vampire, Gets a
And was that
zap
a Zap
stick.
plus 6?
Zap plus 6 stick. Which,
Oh, you could use the Zap against Lich,
you
I
can
guess.
use the zap against. The zap is useful. There's a chime. I suppose if we find a cube... Suppose if you find a cube up going through... Oh, no. We know we can't find the cube. Because the cube comes in the bottle.
Siberian Bull now also picking up the ship.
And somewhere in Volcano there was a temper sword that might be the defense. It might have been the defense sword.
Oh, I didn't notice. Temper Sword is big.
I was watching Odron and right side hairpins. Which, I mean, that's a valid play. And I blinked, but Odron just fought a lich. Just fought and killed a lich. I blinked, so I didn't see the fight. Even on this scaling, Lich 1 is nothing. Odron not remembering that he does not have the ruby. Odron has not brought the thief or the black belt back up. I'm thinking Odron's just going to two-man this for the rest of the way out.
Yeah, it makes sense. Both of those fighters are wielding a legendary weapon. And have some pretty good items. Maybe we'll just res up the other two party members right at the end.
Yeah,
as support classes.
Support classes is Ablet of Meat Shields. Odron
Or they're even better than mages.
It's going to be bottom. Top. Top.
Siberian Bull taking on Carry with the fast and tempers.
And 7 for 914 is a nice set. That's a nice bit. That's a nice number to say.
And there goes Carry. Theranor picking up his ribbon +6.
So our ordeals solution is bottom, bottom, top 2.
And those are greed checks that I almost always grab.
Those are greed checks that I have to condition myself not to grab. That's crown. And the French vanilla spike tile of the nightmares.
In front of picking up Crystal with the hint of the Crystal turn-in. Does not yet have ship from Volcano and will likely go there next.
Gold +5. Gold +5 bracelets. That is in fact better than the silver +7.
A restreamer, or not restreamer, Fabian Hawk pointing out in chat that early Ordeals is on, and that means that crown can be found in Ordeals, which is always funny when it happens.
Yeah.
One of my first VOD reviews, I found a crown in there, and then I ended up walking around the old man at the entrance a few times.
So, what was I going to ask? Oh, what do you know what the difference is in defense from Thanar drops that carry and drops the gets the fire orblet. Do you know what the difference is between copper bracelet, silver bracelet, gold bracelet, opal bracelet as far as their defense values?
No, but I do know that's around the range of a +5 or -5.
It's exactly 5.
Okay. For all of them?
Yes.
Simultaneous ship incentives grabbed. And also, simultaneously, Odron grabbing the key from Waterfall.
Yes, key and waterfall. That is that is a necessary find. Now, all Odron needs is bottle, cube, and loot. And since I believe we've seen both swords, ? No, we haven't. Because we need a shop item. We still need a shop item. The correct play, because of number of chests, is to go crack inside first, to answer Thavion Hawk in chat. Right, we found the X-Cal, not the Massa.
Lafine has TNT.
That's
which at this
good
point
to
looks like
know.
it might turn into tail or loot.
Or cube. Oh no, it can't be cube. Cube is bottle. It could be bottle. Okay,
Turn into
Odron
cube
checks.
indirectly.
Odron checks just the left side. Just the left side chest on the first floor.
Thanar turns in the crystal and gets the herb.
And Odron makes the two greed checks. Nothing useful. Now to Sharknado. Her incentive in C is random unlocked. With Mermaid Prison on, that means that it can't be in Mermaid's floor. Silver +7 shield is not a bad thing to find.
And that leaves the only incentive to go to Mermaid's floor being bubbles, which is unfortunate.
I mean, it's worth it's always good to carbonate bubbles, but not when it's that far out of the way. There's
it is fun to see Rand.
And there's an
tile.
I has Blaze. I is not a safe grind. A Heal 2 shirt, which is our black shirt.
And we know that it's the black shirt because it resists time.
Well, we know it's the black shirt because it can only be equipped by the black wizard.
Oh.
Because it's listed as only equipped by black wizard. Ice Shield +2, that's a good find. We still have not found an incentive yet. There's a smoke bomb.
Siberian Bull finding the ruby, which opens up Sarda.
There's our incentive item. It's the adamant.
Fortunately, we do not need to go to the mermaid side.
Slime tile, if you've got a fire spell, you've got like fire 2, some sort of fire 2, that's a really great tile to do a party grind on. That is just gobs of XP. Okay, Titans is not incentivized, so that is a pure greed check from Siberian Bolt.
Usually Titans isn't incentivized, but there have been enough flag sets recently that it could just be muscle memory.
That's true. That's true, and I should be kinder on that.
There's our bottle. And we do have Northern Docks, so Floater could be in Sky, which would suck.
No, it can't be.
Why not? Oh, because Gaia's inaccessible, you're right.
Because Gaia is inaccessible. Which means... Oh. Which means it's either adamant or it's shop item at Oasis. Let's see if Odoron checks Oasis.
And we do.
Looks like he is. It is not shop item at Oasis, but Oasis does have Phoenixes. No, Cardia is not incentivized.
Phoenixes were a really good choice for this flag set since life outside of battle doesn't work with items.
Yes. Unless you happen to be fortunate enough that you get something that rolls heal magic or some kind of magic that gives you a life. It gives you a life spell. Which, in this case, our black belt did have some sort of life spell. Oh, we have key that could be, which means Cardia locked. Cardia locked is incentivized, which is a loot. And what was it at Sarda? I don't remember. Bottle at Sarda. Thank you. Thank you to our 2 trackers in chat for reminding me. Has to be adamant. It has to be the adamant at this point. Which puts tail in sky. Do you go for the tail? Okay, tail might not be in sky. Tail is either at sky or at Narek. I don't know that I even go for the tail. I think I just go mode from here. I think I just get the bottle. I think I just turn the bottle in. Get the cube. And say, we're done with this. Okay, shop item tail. Looks like we are gonna see a tail turn in. Oh. Do you go for a second ribbon if you're Odron? I don't know that I do. Since I've already got 5/8 of a ribbon on both. We have not seen Dragonar. I don't know that I go for it since I have not seen, or since I already have 5/8 of a ribbon on my fighters, and I've already picked up a loose one.
Yeah, the ribbon, like the tail, feels pretty unnecessary. We have everything we need.
Like a Massa? Yes. Do I need a Massa? No. And Odron is just go-moding Sky. Kind of like Swamp Palace in Link to the Past. Sky, Mirage Sky is the dungeon that has probably the single greatest time difference between full clear and go mode. If that makes sense.
I'm thinking that, at least for me, in my poor C routing, the C has worse time difference between full clear and go moding. But that might just be a skill issue thing.
Get there. You'll get there. We've all been there.
I think it's also that my C routing is good when I'm go moding. It's just when it's all loose or something similar.
Yeah, Odron looking around to see if there was a convenient war chicken. No war chicken sighting.
Yeah,
But
a
you know
Wormic
what?
fight here would be very, very nice
It
to
was
get onto
worth,
those two fighters.
It was worth at least looking.
I think that there was a second ribbon in Ordeals that we didn't notice before. Because wasn't there one also in Volcano?
There was one in Volcano.
that's already 2 loose ribbons.
Oh, it was in the chest Odoron didn't check. Must have been in the one Odoron didn't check.
Yeah, it
The
was
one over the singleton.
It was the single one.
Odoron clears the Tiamat, has an air orb.
Ready to go to Topher. And is not bothering to res the characters.
Doesn't even bother raising up his other characters. It is mid Topher. What is your opinion on Topher? Short, mid, or long?
I like middle the best. Back when I put out the survey on least favorite Topher, I said short Topher because up until then, it's been the Topher that feels the most off-putting, and usually I over-prepare for Topher anyways. But more recently, now they don't make mistakes like walking backwards onto tiles again, which happens most often in short Topher, I'm starting to like it more. But mid Topher is just the best in general.
I agree that mid Topher is best, but I like short Topher. I like short Topher second. Long Topher is way too punishing. Is way too punishing of a wipe. Long Topher is the great equalizer.
Yep, I think the one thing that won me over from Long Topher recently is that it invites you and pushes you to try and go and finish out Tiamat and Chaos in man mode, even though the odds are slim, and it can lead to those epic victories that wouldn't be worth attempting if it were mid Topher or Topher, because then you just reset out and try again.
I can see that.
So right now I'm pretty even on both of those Tophers, but I like both of them at this point, which is probably the best place to be in.
I still don't particularly like Long Topher. I've lost races. I've lost races from getting a bad Topher, from getting a late Topher wipe. And yeah.
If we ever do get extra long Topher, then that one will probably take over regular Topher or in my rankings, because the whole point of it is to be long. Odoron onto Chaos, defeating Carry.
But no, not
but it's
yet.
also possible I end up completely hating the extra long Topher.
Not yet.
And then
there's still encounters between Tia and those stairs.
Right, and for all the ducklings watching, Temple of Fiends Revisited, each floor has more dent of an encounter table than the one before. It's one of the spots that the tooltips refer to as an exception to the number of encounters out of 256. And Tia is very thick, which is why that short little distance often has encounters in it.
Yeah, I know. Yes, Odoron got past it. Remember I said I lost a race on a bad Topher wipe? It was post Tia 2.
Oh, did you not heal first or something?
Got the Sparkle Pack.
Oh.
Whizvamp Zombie D. It's just an awful, awful pack.
Odoron tearing into this chaos is probably just a couple more rounds away.
And
GG's to Odoron.
GG's to Odoron. Get those out. Get those GG's out in chat. That is... Odoron is our first on stream and our first overall with an official race time GG time of 46:36. Let's see if he wants to jump into... let's see if he wants to jump into the booth. GG's Odoron.
Thanks. that seed just gave everything really good really early.
Yeah, I noticed the jet engine. I noticed the jet engine you had on.
I mean, two fighters, it gave me, what, the katana really early and a strong silver sword really early. And then the X-Cal just kind of falls into my lap.
Yeah, there was that ice plus 6 as well.
Okay, was it an ice or I didn't really pay
I think it
attention.
was
I
an ice.
just
There was an I think the lit 2 sword was an ice. The lit 2 plus 6 sword was an ice sword.
okay. I just was guessing off of the swing animation.
Yeah, silver and ice both have the same animation. Siberian Bull picks up that loot.
They really didn't
Yep.
want us to have a floater in the seed, though.
Sometimes they're like that.
The seed felt like it was specifically designed to put floater late if possible.
I mean, it wasn't too bad. There was that humongous hero run off of the hard reset.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite item to pick up with the magic flag setting being on?
Oh, for this flag set in particular?
Well, you could say nuke, but then I'd ask you for this flag set in particular.
Probably fast.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Tempers
can't
is a very
disagree.
close second, but fast, if that's all you have, you can get a black belt up on something. Or you get a seed like this one where you have legendary sword fighters and you get yourself some like +7 Vorpals or something. I wasn't like doing the big damage numbers, but pain +7, silver shield +7, ribbon, silver helmets. They weren't taking a lot of damage.
Siberian Bull finds a T-Rex in the desert.
Yes. And drops the blue stick. Blue stick is thin.
Hmm.
Thin blue steak is a nice find.
Yeah, but that hard reset, I never would have tried to find a single encounter there.
I'm with you. Probably my favorite item to find in this particular type of flag set is a fast stick. Is fast on a stick of some kind.
Yeah, you never know when slow 2 is going to hit, and it almost always hits your primary damage dealer.
What do you mean almost?
I've had to hit a white mage a time or two.
Okay, there is that. Siberian is go moding here in
They are checking the caravan and grabbing some phoenixes. Maybe some
Not a
cheap
bad idea.
houses?
Not a bad idea at all.
Oh, Siberian went 2-man?
Yes, Siberian went 2-man.
Interesting. I feel like with with Mage on a stick, I like having a full party at the start, and I can always get rid of people later on.
I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you on that because, yeah, you can having that ability to have 4 different casters.
Yeah,
Really a
especially
big
if
deal.
you only have like a Bane or Brack item for the first like 5 minutes of the seed. You want as
Yeah.
many people casting as you can.
Theanor grabs the yogurt.
Yeah, Theanor grabs the everlasting know-it-all. Yogurt.
I like the alternate Titan Ruby item because unlike the multi-instrumentalist Sarah, multiple people will get different items for it because of the way the randomization works. You get some people with healthy food, some people with unhealthy food, some people who just choose all, and you get a whole bunch of different rubies in these races.
That's true.
Although usually with races, I end up turning off those options in case I read a hint and I'm not sure which one it is.
I've only had one that's happened to me, and I don't remember what it was.
I'm trying to remember what Sarda had.
Bottle.
Oh, he had bottle? Oh, okay. So
Not that it did
he was
much
necessary.
good. He was necessary, but you really could have gone and gotten other stuff.
The floater first.
The floater first.
I figured the seed was going to be mean and put floater on Sarda just to make us have to walk even more.
Yeah. Siberian Bowl into Topher. I will also note Odoron, that you used exactly the correct routing on Lich Floor, which is to go straight up from the staircase and straight right.
Yeah, sometimes I remember to do that on mid-Lich, and sometimes I forget about it.
I have had step routing beaten into my head in so many different VOD reviews.
I mean, if that's one thing that you're going to learn from those, that's a really good thing to learn.
Yeah.
Step routing is one of those things that is really easy to make an objective improvement in. And it does make a big difference early on.
It is.
Later on, it's just one of the easier things to point out as something that could objectively be improved.
Yeah, and if
also one of those things where if you learn the wrong way first, it can be very hard to fix.
Yes. It's also one of those things that you can practice a lot and get your muscle memory down.
Inferno finding those blaze zombies that I did not appreciate in Waterfall.
I think Siberian Bull's stream might have frozen.
Either that, or we could have had a oopsie happen.
That is also possible.
It is possible with the 10-minute delay that the delay was accidentally discarded after beating Chaos.
Yeah.
There we go.
Never mind. There we go. Slow 2 lands. We swing. It Kraken falls.
No oopsies.
In the meanwhile, Theanor picks up TNT, has the cube, and is ready to dive Guy, and Siberian Bull cuts out again.
And it's back in to show the Tia fight. The Tia 2 fight.
It just cut out all the boring parts, like the speed bump and the carry.
Yeah, the speed bump and the other speed bump.
There was a temper stick?
There was a temper stick.
That might have sped up my TO2 and Chaos a little, but... Oh.
And Tiamat falls.
He might also had damage poison.
The Tia...
Yeah.
Tia can be awful.
Yeah, no doubt about that one.
Tia 2 is a tough fight.
Yeah, Tia 2 likes to be very dodgy and not thin.
Yeah, Tia 2 and higher scaling feels and basically is a second Chaos.
Yep, close.
I like Siberian's item management. Fasten temper on the actual swinger, and then the other person with the invis too.
6 for 550. 3 for 303. Oh, there's a nuke from Chaos.
Yeah, that was fun.
Making a huge amount of use of this Heal 2 sword. Which is far better than the typical heal helmets that we get.
Yes. Much.
I
There's
panicked
1,000
and used
damage.
my full cures after that nuke.
We need a flag that makes the heal stick Heal 3 and the heal helmets Heal 2 so that people actually use them.
There's fast coming out on Chaos.
It's a little scary. He's actually hitting hard.
Well,
all right. Siberian used invis.
3 invises. There's Siberian Bull finishing up.
GG's.
Get your GG's out in chat. That is an official racetime.gg time of 58:39, putting him second on stream and second overall. GG to you, Siberian.
GG's.
Thank you. Obviously, because we're on the delay here, I was watching. I don't know why it cuts out like that because I didn't end the stream, and the counter for it being up is still doing that. So I don't know why it does that.
Yeah, just OBS being OBS, probably.
Probably OBS weirdness or VLC weirdness.
Anyway, so yeah, that was fun. As soon as I found that Vorpal, my brain switched to, all right, we're pretty much Schrodinger's go moding this. I just need to find progression items and just go. And just went back. The other thing I really did in between that was just go back to Provoca for those gold bracelets. Like, yep, I'm good. There was no way I was turning down the free ribbon on the fighter, and finding the extra ribbon for the thief is like, all right.
That is a Lit 2 plus 6, which is a Massa.
Oh.
It was over in it was in Sky 6-pack. And Sky provides 6-pack.
I think I only would have used that on Chaos.
That fast plus 6 hammer is the Thor hammer. It looks like.
Hey, the thief can use that.
Well, I only say that because it's equipped on Theonar's Thief.
Oh. Yeah, no, after finding that Vorpal plus 7, it was just like, I have 2 fighters. That's all I need now.
Yeah, I just went...
Vorpal plus 7?
Yeah, I was like, yep, found the Vorpal. I'm good. I don't need anything else. I just need to find some safeties and, just the progression items and just go on, move.
I think Theonor made good use of the Quad X during grind.
Yes.
So that Vorpal was just the best.
It is physically painful for me to admit that Vorpal was good.
This is an Oz approved seed. As one of the largest Vorpal advocates out there.
Yeah.
In fairness, it could have been any high-end item, whether it turned out to be the Vorpal or the Katana, considering the group I ran. And it's like, all right, I'm good. Even though the fighter also rolled use legendary.
Yeah, fighter rolled use legendary. That's what that was what meant Odoron didn't have to promote.
Oh yeah, I didn't promote either.
And by the way,
Yeah.
Odoron, I agree with your party composition choice. And when you found good gear before finding a good grind,
Yeah.
that's what you do.
And that eye was not a safe grind in C.
No, I thought
No.
the grind. I actually thought the grind might have been in ice with the 2 fire elementals.
They weren't safe either.
They were safer than the eye.
Well, since the eye opened up with Blaze, just about anything is safer than that eye. Thanar used the red D. Used the red D in.
Was that also in ice?
Dragon. That was in ice. That was in the white dragon. This is the white dragon tile. So that was a fully safe grind.
Okay.
Hey presto, he finds another blue stake.
He found 2 of them. That's all this talk about
Yeah.
blue steaks is making me
Yes.
hungry now.
And red dragon was quad-axable.
Oh, okay.
Red dragon rolled thin. Thanar getting ready to. Thanar gonna do a little bit of. Okay, he's gonna get that. Gonna get the loot from Corneria locked.
Oh. Yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah, I was glad that it didn't turn out to be like dynamite or anything else. I don't even know what else I needed. Basically, or rat tail, because I really didn't want to go over towards Leafland just to see the loot be over there.
I mean,
Yeah,
it wouldn't have been too bad of a walk. The initial hero run, I'm sure, could have made it there without a single encounter.
Yeah, but I don't want to walk. I just want to go.
But we already had to walk and boat most of the seed. What's a little more?
And Thanar getting ready to enter Temple of Fiends Revisited. So one thing I will tell you, Siberian, is that Lich Floor, the best routing is to go straight up and across.
Yes, sir.
If
you're-
only because
up
of
so
the
you can-
2 doors along that path that reduce your
Yes,
encounter
They
table.
they reduce your step count by 2 for encounters. Well, by 1. It's actually only by 1 because you have the extra step to go up. But
Well,
you still
no,
have
you
to
it's
go
not an
up.
extra step,
go
you don't
that
up.
way up.
It is 2 because you have to go up and around anyway.
Yeah, it's just easier and better in general.
And unless your brain's already shut off at that point, then you just
Which
follow
mine
the
mostly
bottom
is.
wall.
Inferno about to go take that and go turn in that crown. There's
Yeah.
Thanar fighting a Kraken too.
Yeah. I looked away for like 5 seconds and they're already halfway through Topher.
Yeah, Lich 2 really isn't. Lich 2 really isn't worthy of much respect. Even on this scaling, Lich 2 really isn't worthy of that much respect.
I
At least not
mean,
for me.
Lich 2 can still open with a nuke like vanilla. Not high chance of it, but it can happen.
And still only has 500 base health.
Look, just because one swing of the X-Cow killed Lich 2
Well, I can't say that because I cast fast on my guy before my Vorpal swing. Still went down in one hit. Still went down in one hit.
Yeah, that was my strat for everything after Lich. I'm like, I can swing,
Yeah.
There
swing,
goes Tiamat.
Purple and Excal on Lich. There's no issues here.
Yeah, there is that.
Looks like Thalnar is on the same encounter table I was. Getting that double rock goal right before Chaos Floor.
Like I've said, I'm a big believer in we don't show Lich 2 any respect.
I have been bit in the butt by that before, though.
It is mid-Topher, though, so it's not the biggest
not
deal
as
if he
bad.
nuclears your party.
Yeah, it's not as bad on mid-Topher.
Yeah. Especially if your whole party has over the 400 HP, what a lot of times they go into Topher without that safety. You know, gotta go fast, right?
Yeah.
Thanor getting fast on everything after getting a bunch of evasion right off the bat.
That black belt's already hitting hard.
That was nice for the seed and getting all the evasion right at the start. Here's regular Viz now. Here's Invis 2. Go run. Go not get touched.
There was a root stick too.
There was a Roost Stick, there was Invis 2 Knives, and that's Thanar. GG. Get your GGs out in chat. Thanar with an official racetime GG time of 109.14, which puts him third overall and third on stream. GG Thanar.
And Thanor
Thank you.
joins us in the booth. GG's.
GG's.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Quad Xable Red D.
Oh, that was tasty. That was tasty.
That is a tasty, tasty treat.
I considered going to the moon, and then I thought, nah, I've got a ribbon. I've got armor to push me up there. I've got 2 people with fast. I don't need to go to the moon. I could just stomp it through anyway.
Fair enough.
I'm so glad Loot was in Corneria and not behind TNT or something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You just repeated what I said about a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm sitting here going through Sky. I'm like, okay, so there's gonna be Loot's gonna be in Sky. It's got to be here. The last 4 dungeons, like Loot's got to be here. It's got to be here. There's nowhere. Okay, no, I forgot about Sky.
The good news is that the TNT became a ribbon.
The thing I already had 3 of. Great.
2 of.
No, I had a ribbon on everybody.
You couldn't possibly have had 3 because there were only 3 in the game.
I could have sworn. No, hold
Thanor
on.
picked up the 3rd ribbon.
I mean,
I don't remember turning in TNT.
You must have turned in TNT to get the 3rd ribbon.
I must have and just don't remember it.
I was gonna say not
I
that
think
you
you
really
did.
needed it.
I mean,
Unless it got duped from.
I mean, technically, the fighter this seed was a free ribbon.
Yeah, I mean the fighter already had
Yeah.
5/8 of a ribbon, and when you take the black belt high enough, it's a ribbon. It already gets a ribbon.
Yeah.
It gets the pseudo ribbon.
Oh, I know what they're. Oh, poor Inferna. I know what that is. I was just there. I feel that. I'm sorry. Oh,
Yep.
the floater was so late. I feel so bad.
And
Yeah,
memory
it wasn't
holding
that
Corneria
bad.
locked. memory holding Corneria locked definitely happens.
It was. My thought was originally, I'm going to turn in adamant, and then I can just pop over to Corneria real quick. And oh, that's the floater. Nope, change plans. Oh, this was fun. This was a lot of fun.
Okay. They're remembering
Sorry,
the bottle. Good.
Sorry, I'm also getting texts from someone that I'm helping get through. I'm helping figure something out.
Yeah, it's fine.
Fair enough. Life happens. Yeah, I love that 2 fast hammers, but they were different hammers.
Yeah, one of them was the Thor hammer.
Yeah, I had my thief swinging that for a while.
You know, my thief didn't really have a chance to swing much of anything.
Why not?
Because both my thief and my black belt kind of took a nap very early, and I just went double fighter the rest of the sea.
Fair, I could see that. Most of a
get,
ribbon.
Yeah, you get 5/8 of a ribbon on it, and you get most of you get legendary swords off the bat.
Yeah, you just leave the thief in the first slot, so you get the first action more often than not, and less ambushes against you, and then you just go on your merry way.
By the way, I liked your party setup, because then if you find a good grind early, you take the grind, you take the black belt grind. If you get good gear early, you lean into the fighters.
Yeah, and the black belt also had, I think, heal magic, which
Yes.
I never actually checked to see what it was.
Life and heal too.
Welcome Raiders, welcome Caront with party of 3.
Greetings and conflagrations.
So I will take the opportunity right now to shout out both my broadcast partner in the booth, Franklin RN, and our restreamer, Mechlin89, and our 2 trackers, Catnip Bumblefarts and
Mechlin pulling double duty.
Mechlin pulling double duty. And if you are enjoying this race, then you should join the Discord. You should look at. You should talk to. If you're enjoying this race, join the Discord. We've got the Duckling program going. We've got the Duckling Derby coming up in a couple of weeks. This is week 4 of the 6-week Duckling Boot Camp. After which we have a little tournament just for our new runners.
And even if you aren't ready to run just yet, you can still hop into our Discord and grab the spectator role, and you will be notified of any races that happen in or outside of the Duck program.
Yes.
Which is a great role, because we have lots of fun races here.
We'll have Lefanian League coming up soon, which is...
Actually started
Flag?
this morning.
Oh, it started this morning? It is flags that are curated by last year's champion, Chanigan. Chanigan likes to make interesting flag sets.
I will say this season's Lefanian League flags are not fresh beginner friendly.
Oh, absolutely not. Not with Chanigan making them.
But for all the ducks who are watching who've maybe gone through the boot camp before or the rally like me and are ready to take the dive into really getting better with some more tough flag sets, there are lots of people there ready to help you out in navigating those flag sets, and also it's just really fun. If you liked Mage on a Stick here in boot camp, then there's harder version of it in Lefanian League that will be coming up. And you haven't missed anything. It just started today. You can do the async and get your points for it. You can even race without signing up, and you won't get the points, but you'll still have fun with the asyncs. So come join us. You got Thanor in the booth with me. We both are ducks running as Lefanian Leaguers, and we've had a great time with our first race.
Yeah,
Glad to hear
it's
that.
been a thing. Oh, it was weird. It was fun. I was not expecting it. I enjoyed myself immensely.
And the async that we rolled this week, or for this first async, is one of the easier ones. And it's
And
a bit of an older style flag set. I think even the newer ducks could have some fun with it.
by the way, Inferna downs to Teal 1. And that
Excellent.
puts Inferna in full go mode.
Very nice.
Soon, she too will have sealed the time loop. Ah, no map derp.
But what if
Sometimes I
wanted to
forget
make
what that
the
toast
time
looks
loop
like.
worse? Come on, you can't tell me you don't think a level 42 plus black belt wouldn't want to just become chaos.
I mean, he might.
I mean, that is a possibility.
Let's just hold A. Just hold A. You don't have to do anything else. Just hold A.
Yeah, just hold A. It's Lich 2. You do not have to respect Lich 2.
Come on now, I believe Inferno is one of our newer ducks?
Very
Yeah,
new. Joined
fair.
right around
That's
boot
fair.
camp's beginning.
That's fair.
And playing
So just
safer at the
getting
beginning
into-
is good
I'm
because
sorry.
you're... When you have less skills of navigating Topher, playing safer is
Playing
a
safer
decent
is a good
strategy.
idea.
That's fair. Yeah, I was just about to say, oh, wait, I remember my early Duck days where I was nuking Lich and fasting up for Lich. Oh.
Yeah.
I normally
And-
just nuke Lich to get through it even faster than I could without.
Yeah.
I have gotten enough experience. I have gotten enough experience that I've gotten to the point where I treat carry 2 and Lich 2 with full contempt. But
You gotta be careful with carry 2 though. Carry 2 can roll real nasty.
carry 2
Carry
can
2
roll
can sometimes be a mini Kraken.
Yeah, I've had carry 2 one-shot a fully geared fighter before.
Yeah, those aren't very fun dives. The Lich you can almost always disrespect.
And usually Tier 2, you just know you're in for an annoying fight.
Well,
Yeah.
I usually have enough. I'm usually putting out enough damage that carry 2 isn't that I'm burning through carry 2's 700 base plus or minus the scaling in one round.
Yeah, especially if you're running a black belt. But if you're going in with like relatively low 20s party, trying to just skim your way through Topher instead of having to do a grind, it can get dicey.
Yeah, that can get dicey. Kraken 2, on the other hand, is fully worth respecting. Kraken 2 definitely needs to be respected.
Yeah, but not this seed.
Yeah, I mean, there are many times where I get to a Kraken 2, and I have setups where I could get all my defenses up and going and everything, or I could swing, nuke, and the thought of just getting through the fight faster always seems more appealing.
There is that.
Yeah.
You also want to consider that with the later fiends, if you lose to them, you get sent back further. So that warrants a little bit more respect, even regardless of how strong the fiends are.
Yeah.
Yes. Also a valid point.
And that's why Chaos deserves the most respect.
Well, that
Not
and
just because
2,000 base health.
And his music is the best. That's how you know he's the toughest boss. He has the best music.
I thought it's just because he almost always pulls slow 2 and cure 4 out of nowhere.
That as well.
Yeah. Or my personal favorite, slow 2, lock 2, nuke, punch.
And a fast just to be safe. Now, if I ever see Kraken use fast, that's when I get scared.
Yeah, Kraken
Yeah.
2 using fast is no, we're maxing damage right now.
Yeah, that throttle is now all the way open.
Inferno's making good use of those Cure 2 items. Keep that
Yes.
fighter up front. From,
Oh yeah,
going
those Cure
down.
2 hammers. The Cure 2 was great. The Heal 2 knife was handy.
Now, one thing I did see a lack of from a lot of people using those full cure items. It's
Yeah,
Cure
that's-
4 in an item.
I forget it's in the drink menu.
I'm not as familiar with the alternate items.
I'm not either, but Phoenix is a revive. If you
Yeah,
played any of
Phoenix-
the later ones,
yeah.
you can put it together pretty easily.
Yeah, Phoenix is life 1 with a Cure 2 wrapped around it.
And then that full
Full Cure is
cure,
Cure 4.
it
Smoke
just
is
makes
run
things
away.
so easy.
Yeah.
Black is a very useful item to help you get your black belt grind going.
Yep, black is, if I remember right, black is fire 3 and blast,
Blast.
is nuclear.
Black is like a bane or something.
That's it. Black is a roll down bane. That's what it is.
Then if you use it on your own party members, it just kills them.
Yeah, it asks who needs the love, and then duh. I forget that's a thing.
Yeah.
But blast, I remember, is like nuclear, but on our side.
Yeah. So they can be very useful, especially if you have find a good amount of them early and you don't have much else going your way. You can lean heavy into those items to get through a lot of stuff.
Ooh, there's the nuke.
There's that nuke.
Ooh. Still has okay damage going out.
Main fighter is down.
Yeah, let's not worry about. Yeah, I would say don't worry about lock. Worry about putting out more damage.
I'm not sure if Inferno knows about the, like, F cures and stuff. Because this would
Your
definitely
monk-
be the time to use them.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
Phoen-
would.
Phoenix, F cure, have the monk cast life.
I'd probably use the Phoenix over the Life spell, just because Life 1 puts you at 1 HP.
Yeah.
Or with that fighter, they'd probably come up around 100 or so.
Yeah.
Come on, Inferno.
You're
You
almost
got
there.
this.
Come on.
You've got this. Come on.
Almost there. Yep, there you go. Keep that fighter swinging. Keep that fighter swinging.
And that was a fast on Chaos.
No.
Hmm. I don't
Yikes.
disagree with.
Yep. Nope.
I
That
don't
was the right
disagree with
play.
that.
That was the right play. With that fighter, I think hit 3 hits for like 7 damage. That thief is not swinging anything big, unfortunately.
I will be back in a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, without the knowledge of the added items, it definitely is the right play to do.
Yep. And I don't. The first time I played with the modded items, I did the same thing. I completely forgot they existed
It's really easy to forget that those items exist.
because they're not in the item menu; they're in the drink menu.
Yep. Especially in a flag set like this where you're using the item menu as much as the fight button.
Yeah. The item menu becomes your magic menu.
Yeah.
And as much
Except
as
we
I'd
don't
love to
get
stick
warp or
around,
exit.
yeah, unfortunately, Grumble. But I have to be up early, so I need to bow out, unfortunately. But thank you all for having me. Thanks for commentating and putting on a good show. Chat, give him some cheers. And
Have a
I'll
good
talk to
evening.
you guys later. Bye.
Take care. Hold on. No. Reddy's guarding carry 2.
Now on to carry 2. Inferno's casting fast on the main melee, and also on the black belt. The thief is on invisibility duty.
That's a good call. That's
Pump out as
probably a
much
pretty good
damage as
call.
you can.
The thief is there as a support character at this point.
Which is a shame because I hold the thief in such high regards, but in Mage on a Stick, he loses a lot of his value.
He does. A lot of the value in Mage on a Stick goes away. Or a lot of the value for the thief goes away in Mage on a Stick.
Yeah, because the thief is just a major utility class, basically.
Look, I need to run and I need to go quickly. I don't have time to waste.
Alright, take care, Siberian. GG's.
Take
Well,
care.
I meant for the thief. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh! I thought you had something important that like pop up right away.
No, no. That's how the thief is used. I'll say it's like, look,
Yeah.
I gotta run. I don't have time for these battles. I got some place to be. You know, there's a chaos afoot. Got no time for this.
I might learn fast, I might learn nuke, who knows?
Might find a katana, might find a masa. Don't have time for this.
Inferno takes down Kraken 2.
Those airs were not nice.
Didn't bother them.
I tried not to bother with them, but they still punched me.
Yeah,
you should-
punching airs and punching waters are just bad. Are just ugly.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, they are going to be a bad time for you.
And, you know, with the middle of the road running fighters, you never know what your odds are.
This is also unfortunately true.
Alright. Healing up before Chaos attempt number 2.
That is definitely a good call.
Make sure all your ducks are in a row.
And everyone gets fast.
Except for the thief, who's just going to be invising him.
Both fighters get fast, and we get 2 stacks of Invis 2.
Oh yeah, the black belt was set to Invis 2 for this one.
Okay. Hey, it's a nice little pivot. I like it. You noticed how often and how hard Chaos was hitting last time, so you want to get those evasion stacks up faster.
Yeah, getting those evasion stacks up early is a good thing. It's, what, 5 Invis 2 stacks to max evade? 6.
Kind of depends on the class and if what the thief's base agility is set to, because he can do it in a little less sometimes.
Yeah, Thief can do it in a little less, but the other classes, it's about 6.
Yeah, 6 is the safe spot for you to know that you're evade capped.
I actually like the use of lock here because it's almost like putting temper on your entire party because you have multiple melees all attacking the same thing.
Kind of. I wasn't really noticing Chaos dodging much, though. So,
Chaos
if you're-
doesn't have a lot of evasion.
if the majority of your hits are already landing, the locks aren't doing a lot for you, but it can be better than doing nothing.
Hit count is going up. And now the thief pivots over to heal 2s.
That's a very
Yeah.
good call.
You know that nuke is in the...
Yeah, you know that
List.
nuke is in the list and is coming. There we go.
Get your GGs out in chat for Inferna.
An official racetime.gg time of 1:33:56. Welcome, GG's Inferna.
GG's.
You're still muted.
GG.
Well done.
So, how do you feel?
That's a very weird set of flags. And if I hadn't forgotten about the new items, I would have saved 8 minutes. And then I ended up not needing them.
It happens.
Yeah, I also forgot I had the second Invis knife. If I'd also remembered that, I probably would have gotten through it the first time.
It is very easy to forget a lot of important things early on, especially with stranger flag sets like these.
It really is. So, go ahead.
There is a question that I would like to ask you. When you're getting items, which item magic are you looking for the most and the most excited to see?
Especially in this, with at least double, if not triple melee fast. Temper would have been nice, but I never found it. I think fast is the
Yeah.
biggest
Phoenix
for
Phoenix
getting
Epicure,
getting through chaos.
Monk cast life.
We started with a fire 2. That was nice. By the time I found ice 2, it was irrelevant. And then the invis, be able to just avoid some of the heavier hitting enemies was also helpful.
I want to say Temper was in the Singleton chest in Ordeals.
I think that was Ribbon.
That was a ribbon,
That
yeah.
was Ribbon.
Yeah, I eventually just, when I realized I wasn't getting to getting a temper anytime soon, I just abandoned the idea of getting one and stopped checking stuff. I did forget that Titan was not incentivized. That's why I opened his 4 boxes and was very confused when I saw the second Invis knife. It helped though.
Yeah.
It did help. Right side hairpin and volcano.
As soon as I saw the ship, I went, nope, not touching anything else in here, and just went to the bottom. Tried to find a grind somewhere. I never found any useful ones.
Red D, which was quad-Xable.
Yeah, that was the one that I remembered was in the bottom of ice. And I was like, okay.
There was an I and C, but it opened with Blaze.
There was an I and C, but it was decidedly not safe.
Then the very, very late find of the Agma is in Mirage.
And by the time I got to Mirage, I wasn't going to check for any grind. I was just going.
Yeah, it was the tile right before the cube block. It was funny to see it.
Oh,
I laughed
yeah,
as I
right.
murdered it.
Yeah, the solo Agama. By the time I got there, it's like, you're alone. You're not giving much. Like, I could grind it, but it's going to take forever.
Yeah, I mostly did walking grinds with my 2-man. As long as it was a relatively small grouping of enemies, they were one rounding. Well, if it was 2 enemies or less, they were one rounding it every time.
And eventually, you could have gotten blue stake in the desert, but the hero run off the hard reset says no.
Yeah, that was nice to just get around the map, but then it got so gross right in the middle. There's like 4 encounters almost back to back.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the downside of having a nice hero run.
Well, then you just get a bunch of tents, and when you hit that first encounter, and you get out of that first encounter, you tent, hard reset, and get the hero run again.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I screwed up, I think, twice and reset on the "do you want to save" text instead of the saving text.
Yeah, been there.
Luckily, I didn't lose much. I think I lost like maybe a minute and a half each time. That was dumb, but not the worst.
Yeah, just a little learning moment.
It's anyone that says they never did that is lying to you.
Yeah,
Well,
It happens on a
Except
regular
maybe-
basis.
Except maybe Chanigan. I don't think Chanigan has ever made mistakes like that. So
Only
let's,
80 out of 241.
So let's go around with some final thoughts. Odron?
The seed was a very good showing of knowing how to hard reset on the overworld to avoid encounters. If you paid attention, you could have more or less gone the whole overworld without a single encounter. Besides that, things in this flag set kind of just landed in a very good way for a fighter comp. Unfortunately, for a black belt comp, there wasn't an ideal grind. There were substitutes which could have been used. It's just one of those, this is the party I started with, so I have to go with what I find type of seeds. Other than that, I want to thank y'all for putting on this rebroadcast and everyone who watched.
Siberian?
And Siberian Bull.
I don't regret doing my 2-man team because I was trying to get as much XP as I could with them to get through the seeds quickly as I did. And much like Odron, the weapons fell where they would in the best way possible, and so Mage Sticks was a fun time.
Inferna.
It was a fun, very different flag set. Very, very unique to anything we've played up to now.
I invite all of you to try the Duckling Weekly. It is this flag set.
Yeah, I plan
And-
to. I had done it yet.
Franklin.
I want to give a big thank you to Mechlin, our restreamer, doing double duty on the trackings. Catnip Bumblefarts also doing the trackings. My co-coms DM Stewart, our Duckling Dawn, who has helped make this flag set and putting on this Duck Boot Camp that is helping all of us learn and have fun with each other. And also, I'm just going to go ahead and encourage all of you who have been around in the randomizer for a little bit longer, even if you're still a duck, come join me and Theanar and other ducks in the Lefenian League. You will get better at the game, and it will be fun.
He's not wrong there.
And if not, at least try out the Derby if possible.
For me, you've thanked all the crew, so that takes that one off of me. This was an interesting seed to watch. I liked the idea of putting a hat. I like the idea in this flag set of running with fighter and black belt, just in case you find a good grind early. Because if you find a good grind early, then black belt to the moon. If you don't find a good grind early, then you'll find enough gear that the fighters will work. So on behalf of all of our crew, thank you to RPG Limit Break for the use of the channel. Join the Discord. Continue. We've got a lot of the boot camp videos already up on YouTube, so you can check those out. We've got the Duckling Derby coming up soon. We've got Lefanian League started this morning. We've got all kinds of tournaments through the year. So on behalf of all of our crew, on behalf of the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, I have been DM Stewart 1981. Good night, everybody.